They may be admitted, or they may be admitted.
What up, what up, what up?
For you, did it be taking a selfie at the hospital, is that correct?
Threw me up here today.
What?
I said it threw me right up here today.
Yes, it did. I'm watching this Lindsay Clancy trial, and it's just, I'm telling you, this man is like, is so guilty. And he's angry when she's asking questions, and she's like, bro.
As a result of going to
It's so funny because I heard people talking about it earlier. And mind you, I haven't seen none of these people. And someone was like, I just don't like how he looks.
Yes, dude, like I'm telling you, like I'm watching it, I'm like, I get it. Like he looks like he's fucking angry and he has stone cold eyes.
Yeah, someone said that man don't look traumatized at all. I don't like him.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't cry at all. He looks like he's very calculated.
I hate him like that. Let me tell you something.
I'm telling you. So I went live so y'all can listen to it with me because
did you visit her at McLean Hospital?
there's no way.
Yeah.
How often did you see her?
I think I was able to go twice.
Let me share with the girls.
Do you remember?
Say I never sent it to them.
What hours you visited?
I don't remember exactly, but it was something like 2 to 6, and I think there were morning hours, but you couldn't just go anytime.
You couldn't or could?
You could not.
Okay. And so you, out of the few days that she was there, 5 days she was there, you visited 2 or 3 times. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And while you were there with her, she doesn't talk to you about the treatment that she was receiving at McLean Hospital. Getting any treatment or wasn't getting as much care or treatment as she wanted?
Well, I think by the 3rd day, I said, what are the doctors said?
And then
She
this,
said, I haven't met with
and
the doctor.
he knows too much. Like he remembers too many details, and then conveniently doesn't remember shit.
And then I think Monday was an observed holiday, so she didn't see a doctor Tuesday. So until then, she was
Like, how do you remember she didn't see a doctor until Tuesday and all this shit? Like, dude, this was how many years ago?
She was seen by a resident, a doctor, the first 2 days she was there, and then
I think
that she was there.
No.
She
That she was
is
seen by a
innocent.
social worker, group therapist, and other mental health workers.
I mean, I know there's like
she was there.
there's evidence like with.
No, I didn't get any updates.
I mean, but it's
Were you
mainly because
aware
she
that
said she
was
did. Like, of
offered
course, there's
one-on-one,
like you
therapy
can
by
make
unit
a
staff
situation
every day that
fit
she was
any
there?
way you want it to.
Did
You know what I'm
that
saying?
she
Like, if she told you
participated
that
in
and
group
that's what you
therapy
want
on
to believe, you're gonna make the
1st,
evidence fit
45
that way.
minutes, a session about illness and symptom management.
God, I wish you could see. This
I
motherfucker
was
looks
aware
so
of group
cold and
activities
calculated. His
that
eyes are
details.
like
And were you aware
eerie,
that
and he's
she
pale fucking
participated
white,
in
and he's got
2
no
group
top lip.
therapy sessions, one for 45 minutes and one for 50 minutes, one on self-compassion and one on
Hey,
illness and symptom
Cajun.
management
We're
on January
listening
3rd.
to the Lindsay
I wasn't
Clancy.
aware of the subject of any of the meetings now.
Were you aware that she declined further group therapy and treatment in the afternoon of January 3rd?
Crazy. Yes, this is the trial.
Were you aware that on January 4th, she participated in a group for 40 minutes called Medication Management?
No.
Were you aware that she participated in a group on January 5th on expressive therapy for 45 minutes? And were you aware that she declined further treatment 2 times on January 5th, one to attend group therapy and one to attend a session on.
Can y'all hear it really well?
Processes.
No.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Were you aware that Lindsay asked the doctors to be discharged on the 6th, Friday the 6th, because she wanted to go to Cora's birthday party on the 7th?
Where did Langston go?
Not that I recall.
Were you aware, or did Lindsay tell you that she then asked the doctors to discharge her on January 5th because she wanted to go home and get ready?
I'm here.
All right.
I wasn't aware of
Just short and sweet.
Lindsay asking the doctors.
I think she got the fair pay.
Were there any insurance issues in terms of
I like how she just
of her stay at McLean Hospital?
shows it all. Whose testimony is this? You're not safe.
This is his.
Okay.
By
Yeah, this
social
is
worker
Patrick
and staff
Clancy.
there that there were any issues with your insurance. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I
That's it.
Did you just pay for it if
I
needed?
would pay anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you. That's your memory. The foot drawer.
You feeling all right? You had a long night last night.
Yeah,
Table, shake it. Your sister's talking.
I did.
What's up?
That's your memory. That's you. Foot drawer.
Hey, Lions didn't. Okay, I was gonna say yeah, mute. That's crazy, man. This dude is like, what are we watching? Like, what are we witnessing here? Is this gonna be another ball dropped? That man is not innocent, even at worst. Let's say she did do this, right? Motherfucker.
Council, anything we
Again,
need to address before the break?
you already
All right,
hold
we'll see
on.
everybody about 2:00.
Let it
Thank
go
you.
to break.
I heard him say break. I said, hell yeah.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that because you already testified that she did not specify that she did anything to these kids, you just find her after you followed a noise upstairs, whatever, or following a noise you heard upstairs, you go upstairs and you see the very end, like the feet or whatever, the very end of what you believe to be Lindsay going out the window. And you go to the window and you look down and you see Lindsay and you run down there and you ask, where are the kids, all frantically? And you run to that basement like you knew something was wrong with them kids. Why? Did you know something was wrong? Or if you didn't know, you knew the possibility because you frantically asked her where those kids were and you frantically ran for where those kids were. So you're at least culpable in that matter. You knew something could have happened and you left anyways. If she really did do this.
Yeah.
But you running for them kids, or you running like, where are the kids, and running to that basement tells me you knew you were going to find something, or at least expected to.
And y'all said he already got a new wife and a new family already,
Yeah,
right?
he does. Yes, he's already married, and I think she's gonna give birth, and I believe she's a doctor. So the whole medication being found in the car and stuff, like, dude, I'm sorry, how they never ever considered him a suspect. They just went with what he said. And then 12 feet, I'm not a doctor, I get it. I mean, I'm sure smaller distances could do something, but like 12 feet severed her fucking spine. Are you serious? That's just 2 6 feet tall people.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
You know what I mean? Severed her spine. I just don't know.
All parties are present, including the defendant. All right, thank you.
That sounds more like she was pushed or thrown.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure if she maybe had landed head first, but even then, like 12 feet is
Yeah, no,
not
there's got to be some
You're
force
aware that
behind that.
this charge,
like,
And I don't believe me or you could throw ourselves that hard.
did you in fact
no, absolutely not.
What did she land on?
that she had a follow-up?
Nobody knows how she landed, but she landed on snow. It's not even hard ground, it's snow.
I honestly, to God, I've fallen from heights like that before, and I don't think I've ever even broken anything.
Yeah, I didn't even break anything. And
Allie, do
again,
we even want to know why you keep falling from heights like that?
well,
A
and
man,
then, yeah, the
a
thyroid,
man.
the thyroid being crushed from the back.
Yeah, I'm like I got thrown around, thrown off heights, everything else, and I
Oh
was
shit, I forgot about that. Sorry.
no, you're good.
I thought you were just being a daredevil.
No, as
But I'm just, I just don't get it. I just don't get
yeah,
it. Like,
that's
what
why
is
I'm saying
this?
there's got to be some extra force behind that, an extra push.
Dude, and then he didn't call 911 for 11
And
minutes.
is he a big man?
No, he's not a big man, but she's not a big woman.
Right.
I mean, he
But
don't look big. No,
but
I
he's
don't know
bigger
how
than
tall he is.
her. But he's bigger than her.
He's probably bigger than her, yeah. And again, like, he didn't call the police or ambulance for 11 minutes following finding or seeing Lindsay. Bitch, how you ain't on the phone with 911 while you're running down the stairs? Like, what are you talking
That's
about?
why I said I need the 911 call and I need the body cam footage.
Yeah, well, they said on the 911 call he was frantic. Oh, she killed him, and bro, but you ran to that basement. Like, you knew that was finna happen. You knew that you were gonna find that because you did it, or you had very strong like suspicions and you guilty for that reason alone.
Yeah, and I'm big on the 911 calls. I already told you I have a problem with the Idaho 4 911 call.
Exactly. Like, yeah, no, she wouldn't have even been able to talk. That's the other thing. Like,
So,
you're
so he ran straight to the basement. How would he have known that's where they were?
No, so the testimony is he asked her where the kids were, and she said the
Oh,
basement. But he also testified that all she said was that they were in the basement. She did not say that. Oh, I hurt the kids in the basement. He did not ask her, "Did you hurt the kid?" Like, he just asked her where
oh,
the kids were. And my thing is like, I'm sorry, you're coming home. If you had no suspicions whatsoever, it was one of her best days, then you would kind of just naturally assume the kids were in the house. I don't know why you'd be asking, like, where are the kids, all frantic,
Yeah,
unless.
what do you run all over the house before you hit the basement?
Exactly, but no, because she told him they were in the basement. But my thing is like, why are you asking so frantically? Obviously, they're in the house somewhere. Like, it's because you're looking for the kids, because you know that you're worried for the kids. Either you did something to the kids, or you had suspicion she did something to the kids.
Yeah, like, and again, I don't have kids, but I feel like if it was me, I would have ran in the house first, looked around, and when I didn't find the kids, then I'd run out and be like, "Bitch, where's the kids?" Like,
did you hear
Exactly.
Starbright say that the thyroid was crushed too? Like
Yep.
that's extreme.
Exactly. From the back, it was crushed. And like, again, so there's, I don't know, there's miscommunication or misconceptions that they're saying that he ran to every door, checked every room, and then went to his bedroom and found, Lindsay in the yard or something. His testimony was that he came home and the house was silent. And he called out for Lindsay and he heard a noise upstairs. So he ran to his bedroom and saw the end of Lindsay going out the window, is his testimony. And he ran to the windowsill and saw her out in the yard and ran down to the yard and is asking where the kids are. Bitch, why are you asking that?
Yes.
And who had
What about, are you okay? What's wrong? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there any questions for her, or are you just already making your thing? Your fucking what is it? Your alibi. And then something, he was wearing two different shoes in the video. So he was wearing like sneakers at CVS, and then he was wearing boots at the restaurant, but he allegedly never went home in between. He said he went to get the medicine, which shows him in CVS getting the medicine, and then he claims he went and got takeout, and he never went home before going to get the takeout. Then why are your shoes changed?
and usually only women keep shoes in their car.
What?
I said usually only women would keep like extra shoes in their car. Like,
The only thing I could think of is like a gym bag.
no,
That's
I'm
the only
talking
thing.
about like if you ever like I've done it before. I've literally brought my chanclas on like job interviews with me, and I'll like wear heels to my
Oh
interview, and like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like shit
Right,
like
but
that.
he's not doing that. He's running two errands. He's picking up medicine and takeout.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm just saying it's abnormal because it's a man.
Right.
Like, why would you as a man have two sets of shoes in your car? Women do that all the time, but
Exactly. And again, like, it's because you're doing one activity that's different than the other, and that's why you're changing
yeah.
shoes. You're not doing the same activity and changing the shoes. Like, you're running errands, and it's because you were asked to go. Like, you were just at home. You work from home, and your home office is in the basement, where the kids were found. So, it's a little suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
You claim that Lindsay was holding the baby. One of them was eating lunch or dinner on the couch, and the other one was laying down because they had their stomach was hurting that day.
And when we were watching it last night, I felt so bad for her when she was sitting there crying.
Yes, like literally vibrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
It's
was
like,
crying the whole time that doctor was talking. Or whoever it was, the lady.
exactly. He crushed the thyroid. And then the whole medication thing. Like, why are you like he's way too detailed on certain shit of her medicine and how like when she went to the doctors, what day of the week she went to the doctors. Like, bitch, we're literally talking about years ago. So you either are reading up and making sure that you stay, knowledgeable for this case, which you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to be up on the internet. You're not allowed to just keep doing, like, you're supposed to just be away from it, because if it's the truth, you don't forget it. It's the truth. It's the story. It doesn't change. You don't need to be coached by the prosecution. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's like he's remembering details that are just, nobody's going to remember the day of the week 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, so, too many details is usually suspicious.
Exactly. And then conveniently not remembering if, he sent an email from his phone or not. And then, within a 3-minute time span, someone logs into Lindsay's Facebook on his computer, starts looking up suicide methods, and then goes and looks at some Tom something, the singer, and looks at his page, right? And he admits to looking on that guy's page, but he doesn't know about nothing about Lindsay's Facebook or nothing. He didn't do that. He doesn't recall that. Bitch, it's in 3 minutes. What are you talking about? 3 minutes. So you telling me like you walked away and she came in and logged on her Facebook and looked up this stuff, and then you walked back in and didn't realize it and just got on this Tom thing? Bullshit. And the way he accessed the Tom thing, they said it would have only been accessed by clicking on this link that was like, it was when she logged on to her fucking Facebook. It went to that little suicide thing, and I guess that singer, I think that's how he passed. And so he clicked on that, or it clicked on that link through her Facebook login though. So you had to have been the one that logged into it.
Yeah.
You didn't just go to the singer's page or whatever on your own willy-nilly. You did it following certain steps. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Let's see. Yeah, and then like putting his sneakers on and shit. Like I said, you don't go to the store wearing sneakers and then when going to get the takeout, just decide to put your boots on. And then I forget, is he wearing the sneakers again when he gets home, or is he wearing the boots when he gets home? I can't remember. But there's a switch in it. Why? You did not do you're just running an errand. And that whole 24-minute window that they talk about, apparently, that's also another misconception. It's not 24 minutes from when he left the house to when he returned home. It was 24 minutes from when he left, the house and was unaccounted for until he got to CVS, something like that. And then, because he was there for 12 minutes before he went inside to CVS. And just by time from when he's supposed to be leaving his house to get to that store, by the time like the GPS it says, it means you would be arriving at a certain time. But he didn't enter that store until 12 minutes after that time. So, and then, so that 24 minutes is just for then. So they see him on the phone in the CVS, and they coordinate the call that, he had the call with Lindsay. And it was 2 minutes long, and then he hung up the phone. He was in CVS wearing sneakers. And then there's a whole like 35 minutes or 36 minutes unaccounted for after that he goes to get the takeout and then, comes home. And he's wearing boots when he's getting the takeout. So
Hi,
it's
Ms.
very
I.
confusing. Like, and I think it's bullshit because, dude, like he had enough time. First off, if y'all believed the unalivings were happening, like when he was at the CVS, they believed basically when he hung up. Because they said that at the time he was at the CVS is when they estimate the unalivings were happening. But she also said he was on the phone with her at the same time. So whatever, not my argument. But if he had been gone that long, that baby would not have been able to be resuscitated. He would not have been able to be brought back. And like he was able to go on life support for 3 days.
Mhm.
The other two were
So did
gone.
one of the babies make it?
No, none of them made it. Just that one, but he passed 3 days later.
Oh, gotcha. See, I'm still new on this case.
Right. It's just like that tells me that it wasn't that long before, dad got to him that happened. There couldn't have been that much time. Yes, there was significant time obviously because he still passed from it, but he was able to be revived, the other two weren't. Which means he was last. And it just the time frame. I'm sorry. It just seems like it was done very quickly. And remember, he waited 11 minutes from getting home to calling the police. And there's something about the 10-minute, they believe after 10 minutes or up to 10 minutes, they reviving could be possible. So that means it fits the time frame of when he got home. There's no way she tied him up and ran upstairs, did her wrist, and jumped out this window before he realized, what's going on. Like, absolutely not.
Midlife said she's limiting her time on TikTok. She just wanted to say hi.
Oh. Hey, Jonas.
Said BRB.
Okay. Yeah. Here. I will do this real quick so that I can give it to y'all because I'm telling you, it's so easy to get fucking misconceptions by just listening to what's on TikTok or whatever. Because so many people will hear one thing like, "Oh, her DNA was not on the bands. It only his DNA." That is false. Her DNA was on the bands. Her DNA was just not found in the center of one of the bands, where all the other DNA was. Like all of their DNA were on these bands, except her DNA was not on the band in these certain spots. It wasn't, and they're trying to say that his DNA being there or overpowering hers was because he was frantically trying to get these from around their necks. But bitch, he testified that it was very easy to slip them off. So he wasn't frantically nothing. It's just ridiculous. I do want to make a funny comment though. We went and skimmed through more bitches live to see what shit he talked, and I just like to say the fucking only comment we found was, and I knew when he was about to say Taylor Swift, I was like, oh, here it comes, and it's Autumn Swift, or my name's Swift, and bro, that's it. That's all.
Yeah. That's
That's
all
all.
he said. I literally didn't even see him go over our little panel or anything. I think he was just telling you that to freak you out. But we weren't even fucking talking about anything yesterday.
Well, there was people in the chat saying that he was streaming us, but I guess if he was, we didn't find it.
Yeah, he got bored with us quick, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't get to see it. I just saw him. The only thing we heard him say was Autumn Swift, and that was it.
Yeah. Boy, I don't see it. Now let me look this up. Oh, and I wanted to say something. The fact that hold on, y'all.
Hey, Miss Undecided.
Okay, sorry. I had to respond to a text real quick. Okay, so remember how the whole phone call thing and how like you can request any inmates calls, right? Under FOIA,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay. So I was like, well, I want to pull my traffickers calls then, since I should be able to. And I looked up, how do I request an inmate's telephone communications call recordings from, GDC and under the FOIA. And this motherfucker immediately pops up. You generally cannot request or obtain copies of any inmate telephone call recordings from the Georgia Department of Corrections. Under GDC policy and the Georgia Open Records Act exceptions, institutional files, including inmate telephone system call information, recordings, and emails, are restricted and exempt from public disclosure to ensure facility safety and security. So it's not just a FOIA thing. It's just the state. If you're in a certain state, then you can, or they went through the system themselves, like the actual Securus. But you can't. Like most prisons will not allow you to just get any inmate's shit.
As I said,
I know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to get into it. Okay, I've already died on this hill.
I didn't get to see it, so I don't know.
They're keeping her.
You called it from the beginning.
I fucking know. I know. I'm so like, bitch, fuck y'all. There's no reason to have done that. Like, let's not sit here and act like since Jackie's been gone, we haven't been focusing on Shadow and the sub-adult. So we know damn well that taking Jackie, you ain't out there taking every eagle. You ain't out there taking every animal that's hurt. You took Jackie because of this love story and the interest, and you were trying to take their land. I'm not stupid. Nobody expected that $5 million donation to come in last fucking minute. Nobody expected that. So y'all did what you took Jackie, and then you took her kids because they ain't been seen since like days after you took her, and whatever. They were at the age where that's kind of normal, but just kind of coinky, just saying. And then you say nothing's wrong with her. You can't figure out what's wrong with her. She's just anemic. Her anemia level, her red blood cells, they keep going down, but you can't figure out why. If you don't put her back to her fucking man and let nature go, because whether you save her today, she's gonna die one day. And it's fucked up that you took her knowing that the expectation we all had was you would give her back. And so we all are watching, waiting for her to come back, and like watching Shadow call out for her, and the heartbreaking, that's sad. Shadow just lost all of them. Shadow, or Luna, Sandy, and Jackie. They're all three gone. Like, it's just fucked up how the fuck, man. And then y'all gonna talk about her blood cells dropped again. Now she's worsening. Man, y'all ain't gonna give her back. And why? She wasn't ours. She was a wild animal. She was not born in captivity. It was nature. Yes, it would have been hard, but that was what nature had intended. Shadow would have been eagles mate for life. We're talking it's not like just human shit. They mate for life unless one dies or flies off. Because remember, Shadow won Jackie from Mr. B and made Mr. B leave. Or they can't. They're infertile, but they mate for life. So that's his life partner. Yeah, leave her. If you don't send her back home and fucking move. Shit. And they're all like, oh, it's just nature. Look how Shadow got Jackie. Bitch. Did somebody come and take Mr. B out of the fucking nest and that's how a fucking Shadow came? Or did Shadow naturally win and Mr. B naturally fly the fuck off and seen on cameras flying at a big bear? That's nature. That's natural, okay? Not, oh, humans want to take this bird out, take your fucking lady and dip and never give her back. That, if we wouldn't have taken her, then nature would have intervened. Shadow would have gotten whatever, because animals understand death, and it's way better. It's actually cruel for them not to know, not to see it. And then they can move on naturally. Now he's going to go all mating season and probably one more mating season. Fucked up. And for what? If they keep Jackie, man, I'm starting a petition. Shut them big bear cameras down. Fuck all that. It attracted too much attention. Humans cannot leave animals alone. And they're like, oh, she wouldn't have a chance. She doesn't have a chance. She's not going back in the wild. She's going to be a bird in captivity. Fucks me up. Oh yeah, the single ladies. Yeah, see, I'm not. And then the subadult, which, okay, there's no way they can tell definitively because they don't band them anymore, but they track them through behaviors and whatever. But it was originally believed that subadult that keeps visiting the nest was one of the subadults that attacked Jackie. That's now not what people think. Just looking at the videos of the birds that attacked Jackie, they look much bigger than this one. But this one does look like exactly how Spirit would look. And that is normal for them to, at that age, fly back to the nest, and visit a little bit. And so with Luna and Sandy gone, maybe Spirit was never gone far, and is keeping shadow company. That's what they're thinking. But there's no way to prove it because, again, they didn't ban the birds. So there's just no way to definitively prove it. I'm just really upset. Like, maybe, she wants her man back. Maybe her anemia levels will raise back up when you fucking let her go. Don't let her, if she's gonna die, don't fucking have her die in captivity. Let her go home. Wouldn't that be what we do with us humans? If we're gonna go, we let them go home on hospice or whatever, keep them comfortable, whatever. Like, let her fucking go. Like, they're talking about she ain't trying to fly. Bitch, I wonder why. She's in a cage. Like, why don't you, like, take her outside? Maybe she might fly. She's somewhere she's never seen before. She ain't never been indoors. The fuck is she gonna try to fly for? She doesn't even know she can fly. Y'all play me like I'm stupid. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so tired of them. These people will piss me off behind these birds. So not fair. I'm fighting for you, Jackie. Okay. Where is... I had this pulled up for this reason. I'm gonna give y'all the... Oh, well, Tara and Nicole, they're never gonna give Jackie away. They're never gonna give her back. Never. Just look up Jackie and Shadow. And don't tell me I didn't warn you. So heartbreaking. Their love story is so beautiful. They've lost babies. Oh. Sandy and Luna are the first two that are expected to have, like, fledged and actually survived. There was Spirit and her brother or sister, but she was found dead shortly after she fledged. I've been following since 2019, when she was really 2018 when she was with Mr. B. It's a whole scandal. I'm telling you, it is drama in these eagles. Like, their behavior is hilarious. It's just it was something nice and refreshing to get on social media and just, get trapped in, and then it became this, and I'm so upset. Move. I don't... Thank you. Okay. I want the full timeline. Sorry, y'all.
I'm still here. I was just on mute because I was taking it all out.
I'm looking at... I'm trying to put up my timeline that I had.
How long are the court breaks? They're like an hour, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm only on part... this is part one still. Insane. Okay. Yeah, we're part 1.
I'm going to ask you to look at a video and just tell me if you
Hold on. Let me pull it. I'm never, ever, 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 ever in life buying a Chrome again. Just saying. Never. They suck.
Never buying what again?
A Chromebook.
Oh. They gave us Chromebooks in my last year of high school and they sucked.
Yeah. Even the nice ones, like, they suck. I'm telling y'all. Okay.
My Chromebook is the only reason I have my Google Drive because that was the only thing we could download shit to.
Mm-hmm.
You do a project and an essay and fucking upload it on your Chromebook so you could turn it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I bought mine just because it's supposed to be like a tablet.
Morning. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
We're gonna restart this.
Yeah, my name's Patrick Clancy. It's Patrick.
And what is your date of birth?
June 15th, 1988.
What city do you live in now?
New York.
And what do you do for a living?
I work in tech.
How long have you worked in tech?
14 years.
And were you previously married to a person named Lindsay Clancy?
Yes.
And you're divorced now, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you point to them and describe something they're wearing?
She's wearing a pink shirt.
Record will reflect the identification of the defendant.
Thank you. Where did you meet the defendant?
In South Boston.
And when was that?
That's where he gets pissy.
I think it was May 2013.
And how did you meet her?
Through my cousin.
And would it be accurate to state that your cousin had been college roommates of the defendant?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did you start dating?
Yes.
And around what time was that?
July 2013.
Did you eventually move in together?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was?
So, yeah.
September 2015.
Tell me right.
And where did you live?
He getting all pissy.
In Quincy.
How long did you live in Quincy?
Hold on.
1 year.
And where did you go after that?
We bought.
Real quick. I want y'all to pay attention to these questions and how he's one answer, one word, 2 words, maybe answering them. And then when they get to other questions, how he's they ask him about the details of how she does the babysitting book because she writes down like very specific details for the care instructions for the kids. And when they ask him about it, like, is this right? Is this what she would have wrote? And he's like, I mean, it's what I would have done. Bitch, didn't nobody ask you that? Did nobody ask you that? Okay, like what is like he just adds little details, but right now it's just one little word answers. Just you gotta listen. He is guilty as fucking sin.
A house in Weymouth.
And how long did you live in Weymouth?
2 years.
Did you eventually get married?
Yes.
And when was that?
December 2016.
And was that while you were living in Weymouth?
Yes.
Did you have your first child when you were living in Weymouth?
Yes.
And what was her name?
Cora.
And what was her date of birth?
December 24th, 2017.
Prior to getting married, did the defendant ever tell you she had taken psychiatric medication while in nursing school?
Not that I recall.
After having Cora, did the 3 of you move somewhere else?
Yeah, we moved to Duxbury.
And what was your address in
Hey,
Duxbury?
Carrie. I'm reading the
47 Summer
comments.
Street.
Sorry, y'all. Hey, Hannah.
And do you recall when you moved there?
I believe it was July 2018.
And where were you working at that time?
I was working for a startup called Automation Anywhere.
At some point in time, did you start working for Microsoft?
Yes.
And when was that?
May 2020.
And when you worked for Microsoft, did you go to an office or did you work from home?
I work from home.
And was that from 2020 onward that you worked from home?
No, I started working from home in 2018.
2018, okay. So from 2018 up until, let's say, 2023, you were working from home, is that correct?
Yes.
And did you have an office in your home which you worked out of?
Eventually, yeah.
And where was that
Eventually,
located?
yeah.
In the basement.
And was that a finished basement?
Yes.
Going back to after Cora was born, do you recall the defendant having any physical issues after the birth?
Yeah.
And what were those?
I think there was a lot of tearing, and she bled a lot.
Did it take her a while to recover physically?
I would say so, yeah.
Did she have
Listen to how
maternity
long
leave
he
at that
says.
time?
Yes.
Where was she working?
Mass General Hospital.
And what was she doing there?
She's a labor and delivery nurse.
At that point in time when she had Cora in 2017, how long had she been a nurse?
3 years, maybe.
And do you recall how long her maternity leave was with Cora?
That was the shortest of the three. I want to say it was 10 or 11 weeks.
10 or 11 weeks,
And did you have
bitch.
paternity leave at that time?
Yeah, I had 2 weeks.
So you said it was the longest of the, or it was the shortest of all of her maternity leaves, right? But you also said that it took her a long time to physically recover. Bitch, she went back to work off when maternity leave ended. So 10 weeks, 10, 11 weeks. That is not a long time, man. Like I can see it just seeds out of him. He just can't help but I don't even know how this is even happening. I guess because she said she did it. I don't fucking know.
When you went back after the 2 weeks back to work in the home, were there any issues that you noticed the defendant having?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to correct an earlier statement. I was working for Pegasystems.
BK sound good.
Okay. And then eventually you worked for Microsoft?
Yeah.
Okay. And so after the 2 weeks of your paternity leave, the defendant was still on maternity leave, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have to take any psychiatric medications at that time?
Not that I know of. She had a lot of anxiety, but
See,
Okay, so
right there.
you're saying that she had some.
You see how just a minute ago it was one worded answers, but now they're asking did she have to take medication? He's like, not that I know, but she had a lot of anxiety at the time. Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you any of that.
Anxiety at that time, is that correct?
yeah.
How did that manifest, or how did you know that?
She just really struggled with the date of going back to work. So
Immediately after having Cora, as she healed physically, what was her mood like when you're both on leave?
it was great. It was good.
Good.
I mean, relatively, yeah.
And so did the anxiety start as it became closer in time to when she had to go back to work?
Yes.
How many shifts was she working at that time?
Before Cora was born, she was working at least 40 hours, maybe more. After she went back to work, it was, I think, initially just one.
One shift?
Yeah.
And was that a 12-hour shift?
It was per diem,
Per diem.
and then she eventually did 2 shifts.
Okay.
I think it was 20 weeks.
After 20 weeks, she moved to 2 shifts?
I'm sorry, it was 20 hours a week.
20 hours a week, okay. And so from the time she worked her way back up to 20 hours a week at work until she had your next child, did it remain that 20 hours per week that she worked?
Pretty much, yeah.
And did you have any assistance in the home during that time after she went back to work? A nanny or a babysitter?
Yeah, we had babysitters. We had a babysitter who came probably 12 hours a week.
And did that typically happen after your wife had a shift, that the nanny or the babysitter would be there?
Yeah, so she could sleep.
Did the defendant work overnights?
Yeah.
And how long did you have that nanny or babysitter for?
Several years.
Do you remember her name?
We called her Miss Jen.
Miss Jen? Do you remember her last name?
Shanahan.
And then you had a second child, is that correct?
Yes.
And what was their name?
Dawson.
Hi,
And
Bourne.
what was Dawson's date of birth?
September 30th, 2019.
And was Miss Jen still helping out in the home at that time?
Yeah.
And what was Dawson's delivery like?
Pretty traumatic.
How so?
He was in I think a breech position. So he came out in I guess I don't know much about it, but not an ideal way, and it caused just significant bruising and tearing.
So again, did the defendant with this second pregnancy have some pain and difficulty physically healing from the birth?
Yeah, much more so than Cora.
And was she on maternity leave at that time?
Yes.
How many weeks leave did she have at that time?
I don't recall, but I think it was more than the traditional 12. I want to say it was 13 or 14, maybe more.
Oh, and he's not shedding one tear. Not one drop yet.
Page 13. If I may approach.
You don't have to keep talking the pages, it's okay.
I can have you look at page 13 and just read to yourselves lines 6 through 10, and then just look up when you're finished. Thank you. Does that refresh your memory as to how much maternity leave the defendant had after Dawson's birth?
Yeah.
And what was it?
18.
18 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
I believe so.
And, after dealing with the physical pain of birth and starting to heal, how was her demeanor and experience during that maternity leave?
I think she's starting to notice.
I think it was fine at first. It was always when she had to go back to work, that's when she struggled. So.
Okay. So that was a pattern that you saw after
Yeah.
the baby. Maternity leave was good, and then she'd struggle going back to work?
She just had a really hard time being separated from them.
What was the plan for how many shifts she would work or how many hours she would work after Dawson was born?
I believe it was the same thing.
And in terms of Ms. Shanahan, the babysitter, you had mentioned before that she was there about 12 hours a week. Did that stay consistent after Dawson's birth, or was it more or less?
Probably consistent.
After Dawson's birth, did the defendant ever tell you whether she was on any psychiatric medication after Dawson's birth?
No.
Did she seek treatment or tell you she sought treatment after Dawson's birth?
Yeah, she got a therapist for a short period of time, but it didn't last very long.
Did she tell you that at the time or
I
later?
miss you too, Pam.
And did she have any psychiatric hospitalizations or commitments at that time?
No.
What about after Cora's birth? Any psychiatric hospitalizations or treatments?
No.
Was there a time after Dawson's birth where she wanted to declutter your garage?
Maybe at some point.
And did you assist her with that?
Yeah.
And how was that done?
We had a lot of stuff to throw away, and I think we sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. We just had a lot of stuff.
So did the two of you go through the items in the garage and organize it into what you would keep, what you would throw away, and what you'd sell?
Yes.
And so it was very organized?
I would say so, yeah.
And you finished the project, is that correct?
It was always ongoing.
Now, eventually you had your third child, correct?
Yeah.
And what was their name?
Callan.
And what was his date of birth?
May 26th, 2022.
Can you describe that delivery for us?
It was great. From what I could tell, it was relatively quick. It was during the day. We were both smiling after, and I don't think there was as much physical trauma.
Nothing compared to what happened with Cora or Dawson, is that correct?
Correct.
Did the defendant have maternity leave after Callan's birth?
Yeah.
And how long was that leave?
She never went back.
How long was it planned for initially?
I want to say 18 weeks.
And were you on paternity leave as well?
Yes.
And how long was your paternity leave?
12 weeks.
So with Callan being born on May 26, 2022, the two of you were home with the children that summer on leave, is that correct?
Yeah.
What was family life like during that time period, those summer months?
It was great. We had a lot of time off. I was able to spend a lot of time with, I spent a lot of time with Cora and Dawson. So I would take them around, playgrounds and birthday parties and stuff like that.
And what would Lindsay be doing while you were with Cora and Dawson?
Sometimes she'd come with us with Callan, but oftentimes we did kind of like a divide and conquer. So she'd be home with Callan and I'd be out with the older kids.
And what types of family activities did you all do during those summer
Yeah,
months?
because it would never be she get to go out
We
with the
went on a
older
couple
kids and you stay home with the
We went to the
baby.
beach. We went out on our boat and went to friends' houses.
During those months when you're going to the beach and out on the boat and visiting with friends,
Exactly. He was remarried in 4 months.
During those months.
And like I said,
I would say starting in September, yes, but in the previous months.
notice it's
not
him
so
going
much.
out with the kids to go do
When
the
did
fun
she
stuff while
schedule
she
to go
stays
back
home
to
with the
work?
baby, not the other way around.
I don't remember the exact date, but I think it was October.
Yes, I have, and it's
So again,
crazy.
it was that pattern of as it became closer in time to go back to work,
Yeah.
she started to struggle.
Yeah.
During the times when she would get anxious, when it was time to go back to work and she would start being anxious, did you ever have any difficulty understanding her when she spoke?
No.
And did she ever exhibit any behavior that made you concerned enough to call a doctor or want to commit her?
No.
When she was showing this anxiety, what were you seeing in her behavior?
Just a lot of stress. It was that there were days where she had all 3 kids and, there's different nap schedules and different needs. So it was just really stressful.
Okay.
Didn't answer the question, but okay.
And you're still working in the basement office at this point after Callan's born, correct?
I went back to work late August.
Okay. And when you work downstairs, how often would you come upstairs during the day?
All the time. For lunch, or just to say hi.
Yeah, he's
Were
creepy
there
looking. He
times
literally
when,
looks like Brian. Like no
Lindsay would
joke.
ask you to hold the baby in
They
the
could be
office while she was
brothers.
doing something?
So yeah.
And were there times when you would watch one or more of the children while she took another to a doctor's appointment or to an errand or something like that?
Yeah, if it worked out.
And he ain't
with the
fooling
schedule,
nobody. That dark on his face is because he usually has a beard, motherfucker.
What was the plan in terms of how many shifts or hours she was going to work after Callan?
I believe the plan was 2 shifts per week, but there's a lot of flexibility. She could have done really anything.
Do you recall saying previously that you were going to start off with 1 shift and hopefully move to 2?
I could imagine, yeah.
Okay. And you said there were some options, correct? What were those options if that didn't work out?
Well, I always put money aside in basically our own maternity account, just so that if she needed more flexibility, we planned for that. So
if she needed more time off, more than what her work would provide for her, you were financially secure enough to afford that at this time? During this time, in the fall of 2022, were Cora and Dawson attending preschool?
yes,
And where was that?
Learning Sprouts,
And where is the Learning Sprouts located?
Duxbury.
How often were they attending Learning Sprouts?
Full days Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a half day on Thursday.
And what was a full day? What hours?
I think it was 9 to 4.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m.?
I think so, yeah.
And what was a half day?
9 to 12:30. I think they might have had some days where they started early. I can't remember.
But basically all day, working hours all day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the mornings on Thursday, is that right?
Right.
And who would do drop-offs for school?
We both would.
And what about pickups?
Both of us.
Together or take turns?
Usually we would take turns.
Now, at some point in time after Callan was born, did you hire a nanny?
Yes.
And when was that?
I think it was in August or September.
Of 2022?
Yeah.
And who was that nanny?
Lainey. I don't remember her last name.
Does Elaine Rossi sound familiar?
Yeah.
And do you recall how many days per week Elaine was going to work when you hired her?
I think it was 12 hours.
But it wouldn't be 12 hours altogether, it would be spread out over the week, is that right?
Correct.
And who was she hired to take care of?
Everyone. But mainly it was going to be Callan.
Because Cora and Dawson would be at school?
For the most part, yeah.
And what was the plan for when Elaine would work? Was it that same type of after Lindsay worked shifts or something different?
Yeah, the goal was after Lindsay would work, she never went back to work, but I think we wanted to get her just oriented with our house and the kids. So we had her start before, and then she was amazing. She was an amazing caregiver, but eventually we decided to let her go because Lindsay was home anyways.
So when you initially hired her in August or September, you said Lindsay was going back to work in October. So is that what you're talking about, that give her that month or so, give Elaine that month or so to get situated and acclimated to the house?
Yeah.
Okay. Have the kids get used to her, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Elaine, did she also do some cleaning, laundry, and food prep?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Now, during this time frame, again in the end of summer, fall period of 2022, what types of activities were Cora and Dawson doing?
Gymnastics. Are you talking about organized activities or just in general?
Organized.
I only remember gymnastics.
Did they both do the gymnastics?
Yeah.
And then were they also participating, maybe not in organized situations, but in swimming, soccer, skiing, things like that?
Yeah, they were doing swimming, and yeah, Cora and Dawson did skiing. Yeah, Cora started doing soccer. She didn't really like it, but did a little bit.
And who took them skiing?
I did.
And as in terms of the swimming, where would you do that?
We did it at Goldfish in Rockland, I think. And then Lindsay took them somewhere in, I think, Plymouth. I don't remember where it was.
So you would each take them swimming at various times?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you also do some swimming at the Kingsbury Club?
Yes.
And what is the Kingsbury Club?
It's like a gym with a pool. They had childcare, so sometimes they would hang out in the kids' room and go work out.
And is that in Duxbury?
It's on the Kingston-Duxbury line. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah.
Okay. And so you could drop the kids off at the daycare portion and go work out or swim or something like that?
Yeah, or we could go with them and go swimming.
Okay. Did Lindsay work out?
Yes.
She was very health conscious?
I think so.
And were you aware that she had been an athlete in both high school and college?
Yes.
Do you recall what she did?
Competitive cheerleading.
Now, when you were together, what type of exercise would she do or did she prefer?
She did a lot of running. She did the Peloton. And she did, there's like some program called Beachbody, I think.
Do you recall when she started Beachbody?
Maybe in the spring of 2022. I'm not sure.
So right before having Callan, would that be accurate?
Probably, yeah.
When you returned to work, and you said that was in August, correct?
Yes.
What was the defendant's demeanor when you returned to work?
Increased anxiety and definitely, stressed out.
Do you recall describing her as slightly stressed but in good spirits?
Yeah.
And when she was stressed out, when she was showing some anxiety, how did that manifest?
I don't really know how to describe it. I guess it's just any way you can tell that somebody's stressed out. And I don't know, she would say, I'm not looking forward to going back to work. I remember once she said it's just so unnatural to be separated from your newborn, stuff like that.
So she didn't want to go back to work? Is that what you're saying?
I think she did. It was just a really difficult transition for her.
And do you recall attending a wedding on September 17th, 2022?
Yeah.
And where was that wedding?
New Hampshire.
Was it just you and Lindsay that went, or did the whole family go?
We brought Callan.
And when you were at that wedding, do you recall having a conversation with Lindsay about medication?
Yes.
What did she say to you?
We were walking downtown, and she said, I think I'm going to start taking Zoloft.
And did she tell you why she wanted to start taking Zoloft?
She said, I think it's really going to help with my anxiety and with going back to work.
And did she tell you how she was going to go about getting Zoloft?
Yeah, I asked her, how are you going to get Zoloft? It's a prescription. And she said, usually just ask the doctor and they'll give it to you.
And did she tell you that she was going to see a psychiatrist?
Yeah, I believe so.
And when she did that, did she tell you who she was going to see?
No.
Did you eventually learn the name of the person who she went to see?
Months later, yeah.
Okay. And who was that?
Jennifer Tufts.
And did Lindsay tell you when she started seeing Dr. Jennifer Tufts?
No.
Did you learn, or strike that, did Lindsay tell you when she received the medication and when she started it?
No. I should correct that. It's not exactly.
Well, let me just ask a question first.
Sure.
When did you have a conversation with Lindsay about the medication she was on?
Eventually, yeah, but I didn't know the start date.
Okay. And so when did this conversation take place, this eventual conversation?
Probably the end of October.
Okay. And at that point, what did Lindsay tell you about the medication and how she was taking it?
I don't remember exactly, but I learned that she was taking the Zoloft, and I don't remember really too much about it after that. She was just taking it, and we were seeing how it went.
And did you notice any changes in her physically during that time frame that she was on it and you weren't aware she was on it?
At the time, no, I don't think I did.
And did you notice any changes in her emotionally during that time when she was on it, but you weren't aware she was on it?
Yeah, she wasn't really improving. She just kind of seems to be gradually becoming more in like a depressed state.
And how was that manifesting? What were you noticing?
It was just small things. I was planning a trip with Cora to San Francisco, and she was nervous about us going. And I remember we went to a Halloween event, and just leading up to it, I remember it just kind of seemed like she didn't want to go for some reason.
Okay. Now, do you recall learning that she had actually obtained the prescription the day before she told you she was going to ask for the prescription?
I did later learn that, yeah.
So she's telling you at the wedding that she is going to ask to take this medication and going to see a psychiatrist to get on that medication, but she actually already had the prescription. Is that correct?
Correct. I don't think she started taking it yet, but she already had it.
Okay. And did Lindsay tell you how long she took the medication for?
She may have. I don't remember the exact time frame. I just remember she took it for a period of time, and then her sleep started to suffer, so she stopped taking it.
And did she tell you whether or not she spoke to her provider, her doctor, about the troubles she was having?
This is crazy.
I believe so, yeah.
Tell me he's guilty.
Did Lindsay tell you that she was advised to double the dose of the Zoloft?
She may have. I don't remember.
Page 31. You could look at lines 20 to 22. Just look up insurance.
Okay, yeah, apparently she did.
Does that refresh your memory?
Yeah.
And so did Lizzie tell you that she was supposed to double the dose?
I guess she did, yeah.
I guess you do, yeah.
Did you notice any changes in her sleep during that time when she was on the medication but you weren't aware she was on it?
Eventually, yeah.
When was that?
I don't remember the exact dates. But she just, one night she said, do you mind, she started by saying, I'm not mad or anything, but do you mind sleeping in the basement? And letting me just sleep in our room with Callan. And then you can take the monitors down in the basement, and if Cora and Dawson get up, you can get up with them. She said, I've just been having a lot of trouble sleeping, and I'm hoping that, like, if there's less in and out, then there'll be less disruption.
Had you noticed prior to her telling you this that she was up a lot or having trouble sleeping, like physically seeing her awake?
No, not that I recall.
And did you in fact start sleeping in the basement for a period of time?
I think I did it for like 2 nights, and then she actually went down in the basement.
Okay, so then you went back up to your bedroom to sleep, is that correct?
Yeah.
And how long did Lindsay sleep in the basement for after that?
Maybe a couple of weeks.
And so during that time frame, was she telling you that she was still having trouble sleeping?
Yes.
But you weren't actually down there watching her sleep, you're getting this information from her, correct?
Correct.
Were you aware that out of the Zoloft prescription she was given, she only took 7 pills?
No.
After you had the conversation with Lindsay where she said she was going to double the dose of Zoloft, did you notice any difference in her demeanor or behavior?
I would say yes. I don't know if I connected it with the doubling of her Zoloft, but over that period of time, she just kept getting worse and worse.
And what period of time was that? What month are we in?
Mid-October to the end of December.
Okay, so she got the prescription in September, started taking it in October, took 7 pills, but was having difficulty in December. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
On this medication?
Yep. Well, I don't know which medication it's from, but yeah.
Okay. At some point in time, did Lindsay switch providers?
Yes.
And why did she do that?
Because
I
whatever
told
she
her
was
to.
doing with Jennifer Tufts, it wasn't working. She was only getting worse. And she thought that it would be better if she worked with, I guess, more like a perinatal psychiatrist.
And did she get a referral or a recommendation of where to go?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know who gave her that recommendation?
It might have been my mother.
And your mother's a nurse at South Shore Hospital, correct?
Yeah.
Does she also do labor and delivery work?
Yes.
And so, do you know which provider or which office she recommended?
Yeah, her name is Julie Paul.
And was she at the South Shore Perinatal Clinic?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. And do you know when that was?
I don't know the dates on that.
Do you recall saying previously that it was towards the end of November?
Yeah, that sounds accurate, yeah.
Okay. And you said she initially saw someone named Julie Paul, is that correct?
Correct.
And do you know how long she saw Julie Paul at that facility?
I think it was only 4 or 5 days.
And were you aware that Julie Paul left that office?
Yes.
And do you know who Lindsay saw after Julie Paul?
Nothing.
Rebecca Gelata.
And was Rebecca Gelata a nurse practitioner?
I love you
Yes.
too.
Were you aware that she also saw a licensed social worker
Very
therapist
guilty.
named Letitia Dukes while she was at the South Shore Perinatal Clinic?
I don't recall Letitia Dukes, but it's possible.
I don't like the
So
sound.
Lindsay never told you that she had therapy
What?
sessions
I
with
said I don't like the sound of his voice.
in that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone talking about how they don't like how he looks. I can't stand his voice.
Right.
After switching to Julie Paul and then Rebecca Gelata, did Lindsay start coming home with different prescription bottles?
Yes.
And were some of these medications that she came home with, were some of them during the time she was with Dr. Tufts?
I think some of them were, yeah.
And some of them were while she was with Julie Paul, is that correct?
Correct.
And then some while she was with nurse practitioner Gelata, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And would it be accurate to state that you provided the the district attorney's office with a printout from CVS Pharmacy of all the prescriptions that were filled for Lindsay from September through January.
She asked
2022
him,
through
hold on.
January of 2023.
She's about to ask him, would it be sufficient, something about the doctors and CVS records would be sufficient enough to get the timeline, and he said CVS records. Bitch, as if you can't fill prescriptions anywhere else other than CVS. The answer would have been the doctor's records.
Yes.
Any objection?
No, it wasn't.
Sure, yeah. In members of the jury, one of the things I forgot to tell you is anything that's entered as an exhibit, you'll have with you in the deliberating room when you're deliberating. So you'll have a chance to go over that as well. So you'll have anything that's marked as an exhibit. Okay. Thank you.
Now, while she was taking these medications, the various pills, were you always with her, watching and monitoring exactly what she took?
Not always, no.
Sometimes you'd see it, sometimes you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Directing your attention to February 6th, 2023, did you go to the district attorney's office and, or have your attorney go there and provide a bag of prescription medication that had belonged to Lindsay?
Yeah. I think the police took a bag of prescription medications that night, the night my kids passed away. Mm-hmm. And then there was a bag that I had in my truck that I was supposed to, nurse practitioner Charlotta said you can bring them to like a police station, they get rid of them for you.
But you never did.
But I never got around to it.
And where had you stored those in your truck?
In the center console. It's like underneath the center console that opens.
You have one of those center consoles that open up, but then there's another larger compartment below it?
Yeah.
So was it your plan to bring these to a location where they could be properly disposed?
Yeah, I didn't want to just throw them in the trash, so.
And these were all medications that had been prescribed in the past to Lindsay, but she was no longer taking, correct?
Right.
Ron, I don't think I have any objection to any of their exhibits, so
Okay.
she doesn't have to keep showing it to me. That's
All right.
fine.
So I'll assume if you do have an objection, just
Sure.
rise, let me know. Okay. Thank you.
For the record, a bag here with 9 pill bottles as exhibit 2, please.
Thank you.
And so, looking in Exhibit 2, we have the Zoloft that was prescribed by Dr. Tufts and filled on September 15th, 2022. And I think I asked you earlier, you weren't aware that only 7 pills were taken out of this, correct?
That's correct.
And then there's another prescription in here for Ativan that was filled on October 26, 2022. Were you aware that only 6 pills were taken out of that bottle?
Can you say the date again?
October 26, 2022.
And how many did it start with?
Let's see. Mm. 30 pills.
Okay, I mean, I don't have those exact numbers on how many she took, but there were adjustments made on the dosage of the Ativan, so it aligns with
But the
that.
question was, were you aware that only 6 pills were taken out of this prescription?
No, but I think the context is important.
Okay.
How about you? Context is
Were you
important. Of course you
aware
did.
that there was a prescription for buspirone or Buspar filled on October 26, 2022, in which only 2 pills were taken out of the 30 that were prescribed?
I found out about the Buspar later, and I didn't know about the number of pills taken.
And then were you aware that there was a prescription for hydroxyzine, prescription filled on October 26, 2022 for 30 pills, and that only 3 pills were taken out of this bottle?
Which
Hydroxyzine?
Yeah, what is that?
I believe it's in some type of, similar to an antihistamine, like Benadryl or something like that.
Oh, okay. I don't really recall much about that drug.
And were you aware in this bag there was another prescription for Buspar that was filled on November 9th, 2022, 30 pills prescribed, and no pills were taken out of this bottle? Were you aware of that?
I wasn't keeping track of the number of pills taken out of each bottle, so.
And then I'll just ask you about one more. The trazodone, prescribed on November 16th, 2022, by a doctor from South Shore Hospital, 30 pills. Were you aware that only 7.5 pills were taken out of this prescription?
No.
So there were a lot of pills prescribed, but not a lot of pills taken, correct?
Is that comprehensive of all the pills that were prescribed?
These are the pills that you brought into the police station. So out of these,
Out of those, yeah, it's possible that not a lot were taken.
Autumn Lionson asked, "Is this the prosecution or defense examining him?"
most amount of pills prescribed.
Prosecution Lionson.
I guess I could ask this better. What was the maximum number of medications she was on at any one time?
I want to say 3 or 4.
Would it surprise you to know that she, at any given time, the most she was prescribed was 3, but most of the time it was 2 medications that she was prescribed at any given time?
It wouldn't be terribly surprising, no.
Now, on November 16th, 2022, did Lindsay visit South Shore Hospital?
Yes.
And why did she go to the South Shore Hospital that day?
I believe that day was because she basically went 48 hours without sleeping.
And was she having heart palpitations?
I think so, yeah.
Were you aware that she had taken a weed gummy that day?
Weed gummy.
I don't recall.
And are you aware that she didn't tell medical staff at the hospital when describing her symptoms and her medication that she left out that she had used marijuana?
I wasn't with her, so I don't know what she talked about at the hospital.
So she drove herself to the hospital?
She did.
And she drove herself home from the hospital then, is that correct? Now during this time frame between September and November of 2022, are you still participating in activities as a family?
Between November and December?
Between September and November?
Yeah.
Okay. And what types of things were you doing?
We celebrated Halloween. I don't really remember what else, but I think we're doing things regularly.
Do you recall going to an event with food trucks?
Yeah.
And do you recall going to an event in November where there were trains to ride with the kids?
Yeah.
He barely even looks at the pictures of his kids.
Photo from the truck event in Exhibit 3
He literally barely looks at them.
and the photo from the treatment is Exhibit 4. 3 and 4 somewhere. And they're published.
You may.
So Exhibit 3 is this Lindsay, Cora, and Callan at that event.
Yeah.
And Exhibit 4, just Lindsay with all 3 kids at that event in November.
Yeah.
Did you have plans for Thanksgiving that year?
Yeah.
What were your plans?
I believe the order was we went to Wallingford where her parents lived, and the week before, and then the week after, we went to my sister's house,
And where did your sister live? What town?
Southampton.
And that was a week after Thanksgiving, is that right, correct?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was.
And is this a photo from Thanksgiving at your sister's house?
Yes.
I could have this photo marked as Exhibit 5, I believe.
All right, that may be marked.
5. Showing you what's been marked. Exhibit 5. Is this Lindsay here on the left?
Yes.
And are those your sisters in the photo with her?
That's one of my sisters and my sister-in-law.
Okay. And have they coordinated outfits for the day? The shirts?
Yeah, I think my sister did.
What was Lindsay's demeanor that day?
She was in rough shape.
Rough shape?
Yeah.
How so?
She wasn't talking much. She had low energy. She was really depressed. I just remember when she showed up, my sister-in-law gave her a big hug.
And,
Wow.
She was able to get through dinner, eat
How
dinner with
crazy
everyone.
is that?
Yeah.
Okay. She interacted with people, is that correct?
She showed up for Thanksgiving,
I
and
would say
it's
very
because
little,
your sister-in-law
but
gave
to
her
some
a
degree,
big
sure.
hug. That means she was having a
She
hard
took care
day.
of the
Say,
kids
shut up.
with you while she was there?
We both took care of the kids together.
We both took care of the kids together. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you did.
You mentioned earlier that your wedding anniversary is in December, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you recall going out for your anniversary on December 3rd, 2022, going into Boston?
No, we didn't go out.
You don't recall arranging for a massage for Lindsay and then going to the Omni Parker house and going out to dinner that night?
No, December 3rd, 2022, we stayed home.
You stayed home, okay. Showing you a photo of you and Lindsay. You recognize this photo?
Yeah.
When was that taken?
I'm not really sure.
It wasn't taken on December 3rd when you were out celebrating your anniversaries?
In 2022?
Yes.
No. No, we wanted to go out, but we canceled because she wasn't feeling well, so we stayed home. We got takeout.
Okay. Did you also, on November 26th, 2022, go out as a family to get a Christmas tree?
Yes. Well, probably. I don't know. But yeah, around that time, yes.
Okay.
He's such a liar,
Photos
bro.
from that day when you got the Christmas tree?
Yeah, that looks accurate.
Exhibit 7. Exhibit 7. Going to Exhibit 6. This is all of you at the tree farm.
Yeah.
And Exhibit 7. Those are the kids.
Yes.
He's not crying at all either.
Around December 6, 2022, did Lindsay tell you she was starting a new medication?
I don't remember specifically.
Is it that you don't remember the date or you don't remember her starting a new medication?
I'm not sure.
Do you remember Lindsay telling you at some point she was starting the medication Seroquel?
Yes.
Do you remember around what time frame that was?
I thought it was before December 6th.
Okay. And do you recall how she was physically after starting the Seroquel?
Awful.
How so?
That was really where her big spiral started. She started to lose a lot of weight, and she became very depressed, and she was having a really hard time.
And did she describe to you some thoughts or feelings that she was having at that time?
Yeah, she started to say she was suicidal.
And was that in December of 2022?
I think so, yeah.
And when she told you she was suicidal, did you ask her if she had a plan on how to kill herself?
Yes.
And what was her response?
She said no.
And did she ever mention a specific way or plan she had to kill herself to you?
No.
And at some point in time, did she tell you that this was the first time she had had suicidal thoughts?
I don't know if she mentioned it was the first time or not. I just remember her saying she had them.
Had you ever heard her say that to you before, that she was having suicidal thoughts?
No.
Did you own at that time a Surface Pro, a type of tablet that works as a laptop?
Yeah.
And who had access to that laptop?
We both did.
You and Lindsay?
Yeah.
And going back to August 22nd, 2022, did you click on a link on that Surface Pro that was titled Methods of Suicide?
Not that I recall.
And August 22nd, 2022, that was before Lindsay had been on any medications, as far as you know, correct?
Correct.
Going back to December, she's told you that she's having these thoughts. What's your reaction when she tells you that she's having these suicidal thoughts?
I just wanted to support her. I asked those questions back to her, and her mother was coming up pretty regularly anyways, so
I didn't give a fuck. That's what he's saying.
we just try to be supportive.
Did she also tell you at that time, at the beginning of December, that she was having some other intrusive thoughts?
Yeah.
Is that how she described them or how you described them, intrusive thoughts?
I would say both.
Okay. And when she told you that she was having intrusive thoughts, did you ask her what they were?
Yeah.
And what was her response?
She described thoughts of hurting the kids or them having some sort of ailment. So like she was very worried that Cora had, whenever she had a stomach ache, she became overly worried that she was, like had like a liver problem or something much more dramatic than it was.
Okay. But going back to that first part, she said she had thoughts of harming the kids, is that correct?
Yeah.
And did she tell you whether or not she had specific thoughts of how she would harm the kids?
No.
And she didn't describe that as hearing this external voice telling her to harm the kids, correct?
Correct.
She told you she was having intrusive thoughts herself of harming the children, correct?
Correct.
And did you ask her how she was going to harm the kids?
I didn't ask it in that way. It was the same thing. I said, do you have a plan, and is it disturbing to you? And she said no, and then she said yes. And
Let me go back for a minute there. You said, do you have a plan? And she said no. What was the second question? Second part of the question?
I said, do you find it disturbing? And she said yes. And she described it as, really the way she was describing it as something that might happen to the kids.
It was more something might happen than she might do something. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And did she tell you how long she had those thoughts for?
She didn't give a duration.
And how many times did she tell you this, that she had thoughts of harming the kids?
A couple times.
And was that a couple times over the course of a night or two in December?
Yeah.
And as a result
But
of her
you don't know
telling
the
you
exact
this, that
time?
she had thoughts
That's
of
crazy.
harming the kids, what did you do?
Her parents came up, and I think I asked her at some point, do you feel like you need to be kept away from them? And she said no. And then, it was very confusing because a minute later she was making them lunch or playing with them or, getting ready for bed or whatever it was.
So it was confusing in that she wasn't physically harming them at the time, but had these thoughts. Is that what you're saying?
Right. I never saw Lindsay harm the kids.
And did you also, as a result of these statements, suggest an appointment with that nurse practitioner, Gelada?
It wasn't as a result of these statements. That appointment was set up because we were at her parents' house in Wallingford for Thanksgiving, and she just described how she was feeling on the medication, and she felt that she was addicted to them.
Was that the benzodiazepines that she thought she was addicted to?
Primarily, and then she was taking Seroquel at the same time, and she might have been taking Trazodone or Remeron, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you recall testifying previously that I called her parents to come up to stay with us, and I told her that I asked her who her doctor was because I was very concerned at this point. She was prescribed 10 different medications in just over 2 months, so it didn't make sense to me. And then you said, so after her parents came up, she said, I have a remote meeting with Rebecca Gelada, and you said, no, it has to be in person.
Yeah, I felt like it had to be in person because I just felt like there was a disconnect. I felt like we could figure it out, whatever was going on. So it seemed like most of her telehealth appointments were pretty quick, and there just wasn't like a lot of attention.
Were you present for these telehealth visits?
Only a few of them, and they were after that meeting with Gelada.
Okay. And that appointment in person with Gelada was December 6th, 2022, is that correct?
That sounds correct.
So the thought
never
of
attended a
harming the
meeting
kids was after
before
Thanksgiving, but before December 6th,
that
is
appointment.
that correct?
Okay.
That sounds correct.
Were you concerned for the kids' safety at that time?
But you thought they
No, I
weren't,
wasn't.
you know,
Why not?
extensive. Bitch, fuck you.
Because she wasn't showing any intention of harming the kids.
And she told you she didn't have a plan, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, directing your attention to December 15th, 2022, did Lindsay go to Mass General Hospital to the emergency department that day?
Yeah.
Okay. And why was that?
I remember the reasoning being she told her dad that she wanted to commit suicide, and then she said to me, I told my dad I want to die, and it didn't bother me at all.
And As a result of those statements, you brought her, or did she bring herself to Mass General?
I think I brought her that time.
And at Mass General, she saw medical staff, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And did they recommend to her some type of admission to McLean Hospital?
I remember there was one doctor who was in favor of that, and there were two others who were more in favor of a day program.
And did they give you information about a specific day program?
Yeah, it was women and infants in Providence.
And at that time, when Lindsay was saying that she was suicidal, was she asked if she had a plan?
By the doctors.
Or by you?
I was always checking in with her, and she never told me that she had a plan. I'm not sure what the doctors asked her.
And after being at Mass General on December 15th, did she go to Women and Infants Hospital in Rhode Island to attempt to get into their postpartum program?
She was already in. She went in as scheduled.
Okay, sorry.
Do you recall her going to the Kingsbury Club on December 6th, 13th, 16th, 17th, or 18th?
I mean, I believe that can be true. Yeah, I don't recall those exact dates, but yeah.
At this time when she's saying that she Callan and Dawson to the doctors on December 2nd when they weren't feeling well.
Yeah.
And then she was able to call the doctor's office on December 27th and make an appointment for Callan and Cora when they weren't feeling well. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And take them to the doctor, I believe with you, correct?
Maybe. I don't know.
And then on December 30th,
Can't remember if you went
she
to
was
a
able
kid's
take
doctor's
Callan,
appointment.
To the doctor that day as well and interact with the staff. Is that correct?
Probably.
Then you returned to Mass General Hospital, the emergency department, on December 31st. Is that correct?
Yes.
And why did you go back on the 31st?
Because she was still talking about thoughts of suicide, and I was exhausted. As I said, I think it's time to go to McLean, and we didn't have a diagnosis, so we just didn't really know what was wrong. And I think for me, I was hoping that McLean could really evaluate her and try to figure out the best path forward.
Okay, so the path to getting to McLean was to go to the emergency department at Mass General and be referred to McLean. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you aware that that night, while at the hospital, Lindsay was taking selfies?
No.
Right, that may be admitted, or they may be admitted.
Are you exhibit me taking a selfie at the hospital, is that correct?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then the second page is just her legs in the doorway, is that correct?
Yep.
As a result of going to Mass General and telling them about her suicidal thoughts, was she transferred to McLean Hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you stay with her throughout that transfer process, or were you able to?
I was not able to. For some reason, they transfer. I don't know if they do this with all patients, but she was transferred at 3 a.m.
Okay. And so she reached McLean in the early morning hours of January 1st then of 2023, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you visit her at McLean Hospital?
Yeah.
How often did you see her there?
I think I was able to go twice, or maybe 3 times.
And do you remember, what visiting hours were or what hours you visited?
I don't remember exactly, but it was, something like 2 to 6. And I think there were morning hours, but you couldn't just go anytime.
You couldn't or could?
You could not.
Okay. And so you, out of the few days that she was there, 5 days she was there, you visited 2 or 3 times, is that correct?
Yeah.
And while you were there with her, did Lindsay talk to you about the treatment that she was receiving at McLean Hospital?
She told me about her experience. It didn't really seem like she was getting any treatment.
Okay. Did she tell you that she wasn't really getting any treatment or wasn't getting as much care or treatment as she wanted?
Well, I think by the 3rd day, I said, what have the doctors said? And she said, I haven't met with the doctor. I think the challenge was she arrived on a Saturday, and then I think Monday was an observed holiday, so she didn't see a doctor until Tuesday. So until then, she was coloring and playing with clay and going for walks.
Were you
How dare
aware
she have a
that,
break?
she was seen by a resident, a doctor, the first 2 days she was there, and then an attending on the 3rd day that she was there?
No.
Were you aware that she was seen by a licensed social worker, group therapist, and other mental health workers every day while she was there?
Yeah, I didn't get any updates.
Were you aware that she was offered one-on-one therapy by unit staff every day that she was there?
No.
Did you know that she participated in group therapy on January 1st for 45 minutes, a session about illness and symptom management?
I was aware of some group activities. I didn't know the details of it.
And were you aware that she participated in 2 group therapy sessions, one for 45 minutes and one for 50 minutes, one on self-compassion and one on illness and symptom management on January 3rd?
I wasn't aware of the subject of any of the meetings now.
Were you aware that she declined further group therapy and treatment in the afternoon of January 3rd?
No.
Were you aware that on January 4th she participated in a group for 40 minutes called medication management?
No.
Were you aware that she participated in a group on January 5th on expressive therapy for 45 minutes?
No.
And were you aware that she declined further treatment 2 times on January 5th? One to attend group therapy and one to attend a session on cognitive behavioral processes?
No.
Were you aware that Lindsay asked the doctors to be discharged on the 6th, Friday the 6th, because she wanted to go to Cora's birthday party on the 7th?
Not that I recall.
Were you aware, or did Lindsay tell you that she then asked the doctors to discharge her on January 5th because she wanted to go home and get ready for the party?
I wasn't aware of Lindsay asking the doctors to be discharged.
Okay, she doesn't want to miss her kid's birthday.
Were there any insurance issues in terms of insurance refusing to pay for her stay at McLean Hospital?
We didn't really get to that point.
You weren't advised by the social worker or any staff there that there were any issues with your insurance, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, but I wouldn't have cared either.
Would you have just paid for it if
I
needed?
would have paid anything, yeah.
Ms. Sprague, is this a good time to break?
Yes.
All right, so members of the jury, we're going to break for the afternoon recess. And we'll see you back here about 2 o'clock. Okay?
All right. Close the notebooks, place them on your chairs. All right.
Counsel, anything we need to address before the break?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll see everybody about 2 o'clock. Thank you.
So, thoughts so far?
Sounds like a liar to me.
Chat. Any thoughts so far? I have to end the live and restart it. My phone's dying.